Alright guys, so if you guys remember, we did do a kind of a full crit team review previously. However, now there is an actual comp where you can utilize Oyster Cookie's crit buff as well as Twizzly Cookie in order to make a one-shot team. And here we go guys, let me show you guys the newly revised one-shot comp that you guys can use right now inside of the arena, especially against the summoner comps that are actually just roaming around in the arena. Like, I gotta say, like 80% of the teams that you guys will see in a lot of the ranks are going to be summoner comps. But so here we go guys, this is going to be a team. It is going to be from a top ranking player that shared this team comp through Neighbor. I will link that down in the description below, and as well as there's another YouTuber who has shared the same build as well. So here you go guys, this is an actual revised comp that actually works, right? Not just a review, not just a regular just mix and match, but this is an actual team that was thought out and created to go up against the summoner comp. So here we go guys, let me show you guys the topping real quick first, and it is going to be Wildberry with 5 solid almond. Of course, you want to have Wildberry to tank for your team in case you're not able to one-shot the entire team. Alright, so we are going to go with the regular build here. So the subset that they said to go with, if possible, is going to be extra crit, just so that you can utilize the extra crit buff from the site as well as the Oyster Cookie for the extra damage during the Mega Punch. Alright, and the next one is actually going to be our Sea Fairy. So Sea Fairy does not need any crit percentage, and I want to tell you guys exactly the reason why you don't need it. But right now for me, I am going with 25% damage resist as well as focusing more on the attack. That is going to be what you need. No cooldown is required for the Sea Fairy. Of course, if you do not have the damage resist, it's not a problem because you can most likely one-shot the enemy team, but it is for the safety reason to add a little bit of damage resist on the side. Next one is gonna be our Oyster Cookie. Just going with the regular build here guys. You just want to at least have that 11.2% cooldown as well as having damage resist so that Oyster Cookie is able to survive. And the next one is gonna be a Twizzly Gummy. Twizzly Gummy does not need any damage resist according to the build that was shared on Neighbor, but I did go with a little bit of damage resist on the side as well as attack and extra crit percentage. So crit percentage is going to be important here so that you can actually utilize Twizzly Gummy Cookie with the Oyster Cookie as well as the side, making it an actual 100% crit chance. And the last one here is going to be Almond Cookie with 5 of the solid almond. You do want to just have a decent amount of damage resist just so that Almond Cookie is able to survive, and you don't need any extra cooldown here. So pretty much the skill order for this comp is going to be Oyster, giving that extra crit percentage as well as crit damage, and then Wildberry, Almond, Sea Fairy, and Twizzly. So you guys can see right over here the actual treasure for this team is going to be very similar to any of the one-shot comps that you guys have seen in the past, and that is going to include Scythe as well as the candy and the scroll. So the candy is going to be applied to our Sea Fairy. Of course, that is going to give her extra crit percentage as well as attack here. So crit is going to increase by 40%. And then on top of that, if you guys do the extra crit from the scythe as well as the oyster, it's pretty much almost 100%, so you don't really need any extra crit on your Sea Fairy. And then last one is going to be our Twizzly. Twizzly is going to knock back the enemies as well, dealing extra damage with the crit damage buff. So the main point here, guys, is going to be that crit percentage boost as well as a crit damage boost. So let me go into the arena now. Let me show you guys the team actually versing some of these summoner comps here and show you guys how strong the team actually is. Alright guys, so here we go. This is going to be the summoner comp here. Let's verse it and see how well we do. Alright, here we go guys. So I'm going to actually put it at 1x speed. So you're going to see Oyster Cookie first, Wildberry, Almond, Sea Fairy after the Lollipop, and then look at that. Just everyone's gone. Okay, so pretty much the only ones that might survive is going to be Pumpkin Pie or Crunchy Chip depending on who you're versing. But you guys can see right here, because Almond and Wildberry are still alive, you're still going to be able to survive. Oyster is going to obviously survive as well. Wildberry pretty much is going to be your frontline tank. It's going to be for any insurance, alright? So just in case your cookies are gonna die from all of the summoned units, you're gonna be able to survive and actually have a tank to finish it off. Alright guys, here we go, another one here, and let's see how well we do. Alright, here we go. This time around, actually, they have a Frost Queen. So sometimes, if you are versing a Frost Queen or a Sea Fairy, there is a chance for you to actually lose. And that is because of the fact that, you know, the freeze as well as the stun can mess up your skill order. Alright, so there is a chance of you actually losing if that takes place. So if you guys are in the, you know, Master as well as the Grandmasters, make sure to look at the average combat score or the combat power. If it's around 1.3 million, 1.4 million, then you guys probably could guess that a Frost Queen or a Sea Fairy is going to be on the other team. This time around, Frost Queen on the other team actually did not use her skill first, which allowed us to actually take advantage of our skill order. Alright, here we go. This time around, it is going to be against a Sorbet comp here with the Summoners. Let's go and destroy this team. Alright, here we go. Oyster, Wildberry, Almond, Sea Fairy, and they're just all gone. Literally only Summoners are alive. And of course, because of the fact that Twizzly as well as Sea Fairies, they do not have good damage resist compared to someone like Almond and as well as Wildberry right now, especially Oyster. They are going to be vulnerable to all the summoning units, but it's fine. You know, they do their job, they one-shot the team, and then all you need to do is finish it off with Wildberry as well as Oyster and Almond. Alright guys, so this time around we see a Wildberry here. What I'm going to actually do here is I'm going to actually switch out the Lollipop for a Watch and then verse this team. So because of the fact that we have the Watch now, Oyster is going to summon 2 extra soldiers, allowing us to have a bit of a more tank. And then right there, they actually do have a Sea Fairy and a Frost Queen, which is a little bit of a problem here, but I think we should be okay. No, I guess not. So there you go, guys. So you guys can see why you know, having a Frost Queen as well as a Sea Fairy on the other team can be problematic because of the freeze as well as a stun. That kind of just messes up the entire thing. If they didn't have a Sea Fairy or a Frost Queen, like one or the other, definitely could have won. But you guys can see that it does kind of work against other teams as well. If you guys do decide to switch out the Lollipop for the Watch, of course you don't need to. If you guys just want to go with that one shot and try to kill off the enemies right away, then just go for it and just put the Lollipop and make sure Sea Fairy is able to nuke the enemy. Alright guys, here we go. This time around, it is going to be against that Wildberry and Crunchy Chip most likely. I'm going to still use the Jelly Watch here and see how well we do against this team. So definitely right now, there's a lot of variations of the comps. Actually, this time around, it is going to be the Red Velvet, but not a problem here. Almond was actually able to use his skill before he was hooked, so not a problem there. And we should be able to easily beat this team as well. So, like I said before, there's just so many summoner comps right now, and I gotta say, this comp is absolutely beautiful. It is gonna be much better than the Gingerbread comp right now because of the fact that there's Pumpkin Pie as well as Oyster now to push back Gingerbread and preventing him and Kumio from actually comboing like they used to. So right now, this comp is going to be a better and a safer route for a lot of you guys if you guys do decide to use a one-shot comp to verse these summoners. Alright guys, one last battle here against another one. It's going to be a Parfait Anaconda this time around. I'm going to switch it out for the Lollipop now, and let's see how well we do. The Lollipop just makes Sea Fairy just so much stronger, so that is the reason why we are going with the Lollipop, and boom, just all gone. So Twizzly, what Twizzly really does here is in case, alright, in case, you know, you're not able to kill them off, you're actually knocking back the summoned units and preventing them from actually damaging your Sea Fairy as well as your Oyster and Twizzly, and buying a little bit more time for your team. Okay, so obviously the damage is not going to be like super big compared to someone like Wildberry as well as Sea Fairy, but she still does her job in preventing the summoned units from actually coming closer because of the constant little knockbacks. But there you guys go, a great comp that was shared with us by the top ranking players, and honestly I have to say this is actually really good. Once again, you guys are able to switch out the Lollipop for the Watch, but if that is the case, make sure you give Sea Fairy a little bit more of the crit substats just to increase her crit percentage a little bit more, because you are giving up on that extra crit percentage that you get from the Lollipop, which is almost 40% right there, guys. But there you guys go, a new one-shot comp that you guys can use right now, especially strong against the summoner comps. and definitely gives a place for Twizzly Gummy, Almond, as well as Oyster to utilize their skills to the maximum potential. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching once again. Hope you guys found the video helpful. I hope this team helps you guys out, especially I think in case like you guys do need to clear that 30% HP, then this team actually might work out well as well. And also, if you guys put enough damage resist, as well as you guys are versing a weaker team, then you guys can use this team to clear out the keep all of your cookies alive as well for the break your limit event. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.